So we have a Facebook group called Safe Space Social, which is now our online safe space. So that's where all our community are. It's about 500 people in the group. And we go live in there pretty much every day or every other day. So I use a platform called Be Live, where I capture, very similar to this, video files. And obviously you can download those straight away, and audio files too. We are also having Zoom meetups as well. So we did like a breathwork session for our community last week. That's probably more of the that's probably a bit more sensitive. I wouldn't sort of share a recording of something like that, for example. They're more of our, like, you know, closed sessions that they would have been in the real world out there.
Yeah.
And I just finished a podcast just before we got off here on someone else's podcast. We don't have one just yet. It's in process on my to-do list. I was on somebody else's podcast the day before yesterday. You know, webinars. We're speaking at a webinar next week for the Capital Club. So there's just, you know, I think everybody's sort of switched on and switched up, and mental health is a real hot topic right now. So we're being asked to speak a lot of these places. We also just have bits and pieces. I've got a really disorganized Google Drive folder with, like, just says content, like dropped in there. So, and it's, I suppose from my perspective, because I come from a marketing background as well, but I don't have the technical skills, you know, and I kind of have the sort of strategic vision, but actually executing on it, that's what's causing me a lot of anxiety and stress right now, because I know that more people need to hear about what we're doing and see what we're doing, and now is the perfect time. You know, unfortunately, we do need to take this opportunity to you know, speak about our topics, speak about what we're doing, talk about our personal journeys or whatever it might be. And there's just, because I think I don't have a structure, that's where I start to get, you know, just, so I put a YouTube channel, and I'm just literally anything, downloading the live chats that we have. Maybe I went as far to, like, trim the beginning bit where it was like, are we live? Are we live? Hello, are we live? I cut that off, and then I uploaded it, I think, on one video. So it's like, there's a little bit of, like, done is better than, you know, don't want to kind of go too perfectionist on this at the same time, but this is, you know, the eyes of the world are going to be watching. So we have you know, it's that fine line, isn't it, between just scabbing it together versus also having a little bit of a thought process.
Yeah, I think you're doing right, at least, just to, whatever you're recording, whatever you're documenting, just download it, take that content. Okay, it's in a folder right now, but at least you're doing that, because a lot of people, like, when it comes to content, even for us at a time, like even last year, we spent so much time trying to worry about what we should post, what represents us best as a brand, what I like personally, my say very subjective approaches on certain things, and you just become paralyzed by it, and then you end up defeating the purpose of the whole point of content, to get that exposure and put yourself out there.
Yeah.
I would say there's a couple of things which really help in terms of formulating things together when it comes to the contents. And this is something that we've rolled out for a lot of our clients, especially over the past year, when the number one topic's been about budget. So even on that point, we've come from the standpoint of trying to squeeze as much as you can with as little as you've got, which is, especially like right now, we're kind of in that, okay, again, we look at things as, like, we might not have, say, professional camera equipment, professional microphones, the right settings where we don't have a bed just behind us and things like this. But that's the reality now, and it's something actually that a lot of people can relate to. So it can almost act as a win to be like, look, we are adapting. This is the situation that we have. Yeah. Rather than sitting on our hands and waiting for the perfect scenario, we're rolling with it. This is what we've got. And the focus is the content that we're giving you, and that the value that we're providing is rich. It's not just a beautiful looking podcast where we talk about nothing. At least you can take something from it.